Today I have 10 questions that you should ask at your next job interview. Are you getting ready for a big interview? I know it can be a little nerve-wracking, but don't worry because today I'm going to walk you through 10 must-ask questions that will help you feel more confident and prepared during your next interview. Now these questions will not only show the potential employer that you're interested, but it will also help you learn more about the job and the company. So let's dive in. Number one. What does a typical day in this role look like? Now, you want to know what you'll be doing every day, right? So go ahead and just ask the question. It'll give you a better idea of what your daily responsibilities will be, and it will help you decide if this is the right fit for you. Number two, how would you describe the company culture? Now, company culture is super important, especially today. I mean, you want to make sure that you feel comfortable and happy at your new workplace. So by asking about the company and the culture, you'll get a sense of whether it's a place where you'll fit in and thrive. Let's move on to number three. Can you tell me a little bit about the team that I'll be working with? Your teammates will be your new work family. So you want to know, who they are. I mean, this question will help you learn about the people that you'll be working with, and it will give you some idea of the team dynamics. All right, number four. What are the opportunities for growth and development in this position? I mean, you want to grow, right? We all do. I mean, it's important to know if the company supports your personal and professional growth. And oftentimes people are leaving a job because they can't grow in there. So when they ask, why do you want to leave a job? You might want to say, well, it lacks growth. And then they might say, well, what kind of growth what area do you want to grow in? So they're going to kind of go back and forth with this, but they want to make sure that this position is aligned for you and that you can grow in the direction you want. And it's also going to show your employer that you're ambitious and you're eager to learn. All right, number five, how do you measure success in the role? Success means different things to different people. And by asking this question, you'll learn about the goals and the expectations for the role, and it will help you stay focused and motivated. And it's also going to help you understand how you'll be evaluated at the end of the year. So when it comes time for a raise, you'll have some criteria set aside for whether you were successful in the role or not and whether you met your objectives. All right, number six. Can you tell me about the company's plans for the future? I mean, it's great to know what direction the company is headed. And this question will help you understand the company's vision and the goals, and it will help ensure that you're on board with their mission. You also want to know what their plans are because maybe they're going to shut down certain parts of their company, which might put you out of work. I mean, if you want to work at a company and you ask them what your plans are, and they'll be like, well, in 2 years we're going to be, stop making this product or whatever. And then you might say, well, how does that affect me? And they might scratch their head and say, well, we're not sure yet. We'll find out when we get there. Total red flag that you want to watch out for. So that's why you want to ask these questions to find out where they're going so you can plan for your own future as well. All right, number seven, what do you like best about working for this company? Now, this is the question that you're asking your interviewer. You want to know why other people love working there. And asking this question will give you some insight into the best parts of working for the company, and it will help you decide if it's a place where you are going to be happy. I mean, it's nice to hear what other people say. And I'll tell you, when you ask this question in the interview, they should be thrilled to answer it. They should be happy and excited because they work there and they're essentially trying to sell you on to come to work there. So they should really be excited to tell you that it's a fantastic place and we have parties all the time and it's great. You get rewarded, you get lots of raises, and you can grow in any direction you want, whatever it is, but they should be excited and thrilled, enthusiastic to answer that question. All right, let's move on to number 8. What are the biggest challenges the team is currently facing? Now, no job is perfect, and it's important to know what challenges you might face in your new role. Now, this question is going to give you a realistic idea of what you can expect, and it's going to help you prepare, for any potential obstacles that may arise in the future. All right, number 9. How do you see this position evolving over time? You want to know if there's room for growth, right? Because that's probably why you're leaving your current job. Maybe, but maybe not exactly, but close, I bet. And then, you see, asking this question is going to show whether the role has the potential to develop and change, which is important for keeping things fresh and interesting, because you got to think about it. If you're in the role and it's dull, or there's no room for growth, or it's boring, it's not interesting, you're not going to last. You're gonna want to get out of it, and then this ends up being a vicious cycle that people find themselves in. They go to work a job for the opportunity. They work there for 1 or 2 years, and they're like, "Is this all there is?" And then there's nowhere to go, and so they start the cycle over again, and they start looking and looking. I don't want you to go through all that. Find a place that you want to be that has the potential to grow, and then you stay there for a while. All right, and the last one, number 10. What are the next steps in the hiring process? At the end of the interview, it's a good idea to ask about the next steps. This will show your interest in moving forward, and it will help you know what to expect. And when you ask about those next steps, now obviously don't ask about the next steps if they've already told you. If they say, well, the next steps in the interview process are this, this, and this, and I just told you here that's one of the questions you should ask, don't ask it again because they already told you. I hope that's obvious. And that's one of the things with any questions that you ask. Even though you hear me suggest to ask certain questions, you need to listen throughout the interview process to make sure that the interviewer didn't already indirectly answer one of those questions. Because you get to the end of the interview and you ask them some of these things I suggest asking, they might say, well, we already told you that at the beginning of the interview. Can't you pay attention? Something like that. I don't know. So keep that in mind. You want to listen to the interview and make sure that you don't ask questions that have already been answered. And there you have it, my friend. Those are the 10 must-ask questions for your next job interview. Now remember, these questions will not only impress your potential employer, but will also help you learn more about the job and the company. And that's all I have for you. Good luck on your next interview. I know you're going to ace it. And to help you go a little bit farther with your next interview, head on over to jobinterviewtools.com. Grab this book, Top 10 Interview Questions. This is going to walk you through how to answer some of the most common questions. It also has about 10 questions in it that you might want to ask your employer. Different questions than I mentioned in this video, because there's an endless amount of questions that you might want to ask. There's no video that can cover them all. But anyway, you can get this from jobinterviewtools.com/top10. My gift to you just for spending some time with me today. I wish you all the best on your next interview. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.